Hey, what is going on, everybody? It is Nolan, or the Optimistic Gamer here, and welcome back to the Optimistic Survival Series. We have a lot on our agenda today, actually not too much to do overall, just some tedious tasks, so we're going to dive right in. The first order of business is going to be getting mending on our leggings, our boots, our sword, and our diamond axe. So we need 4 mending books in total. And honestly, what I'm thinking is it might be easier to just return to the village with a lectern and try to find a villager with a cheaper mending trade, because 38 emeralds is on the expensive side of that trade. Oh no, you don't. And that's a lot. I mean, we could end up getting 4 mending books for that price if we can get a better trade. So I'm going to make a lectern. I will meet you guys in the village and we will test our luck with that. You know, it's been a while since I've been to the village. Let's see how all of our villager friends are doing. They're obviously asleep right now, I could assume. Yep, there they are. Although it looks like the beds are filling in. Well, there's a couple empty ones here. I haven't had it loaded in, so they haven't been doing their breeding, but it's nice to see that the village overall is still doing great. Again, oh wow, there we go. I'm still really happy with how it all came together and turned out. Obviously, we still have some saplings growing here and there, and a couple villagers in here. There's our nitwit. Alright, let me find a villager, hopefully one in a house that doesn't have a job yet, and we can have him be our new librarian. I wasn't able to find any in a house, so I just slept, and we're just gonna do this right out here. We will see who wants to become a librarian. First try, maybe? No, Curse of Binding, that is not one that we really want, so we will avoid that. And we will just cycle through until we have a relatively inexpensive mending trade. Okay, so we have mending for 24, which is slightly improved, but it still could be cheaper. Let me see how many emeralds we can get from the paper that we have, and we will go from there. Okay, after doing the math on that, we're only going to get 30 emeralds out of this, so we would still only be able to get 2 mending books, so I'm going to keep trying. We finally got a mending book. I have been at it for probably about 30 minutes now, and in hindsight, I probably should have just taken that. We will lock that in right away. I probably should have just taken the 24 emerald trade for that, because I probably could have gotten all those emeralds in the time that it took me to get this. But moving forward, it will definitely be nice to have that cheap mending trade. So I was able to get 1 book. We're going to have to go back to our other villager back home to trade the rest of our paper, but I'm just relieved. You can see how low my axe durability is from all of that. Alright, well now I'm going to just kind of fill all the village back in. I kind of blocked them in here, so we will let them roam free. The village is protected. I'm not worried about zombies or anything, and I will get a few more mending books, throw these on our tools, and we will move on with the video. I also brought the potatoes, carrots, and wheat so that we can trade with the farmers as well. And this should be just enough emeralds to get us 3 more mending books. 1, 2, and 3. There we go. Alright, so that is enough for our leggings, boots, sword, and diamond axe, which desperately needs to be mended. So let's head down to our XP farm, get all these enchantments on there, and heal up our tools. Before I do the axe, I'm going to throw it in the enchantment table, see if we get anything good. It looks like Unbreaking 3 at level 30, we are at level 28, so I'm going to get a few more levels from our XP farm here, so we can get that, and then we'll put mending on it. Alright, let's see what we get with Unbreaking 3, efficiency 4. That is awesome. Now we will just throw mending on there for 2 levels, not bad. Mending on the sword for 2 levels, and I'm assuming our leggings and boots will be 2 levels as well. Awesome. Okay, I feel much better now that we have mending on everything. I'm just going to mend up some of these tools real quick, mend the armor a little bit, and then we will get on with the episode. I'm thinking the easiest way to mend all of our tools will be head into the Nether and mine some Nether quartz. We need the quartz anyway for building in the future, so let me grab our fire resistance potions out of here. We are going to want to have those. And let's head into the Nether. It actually leads me into the next part of today's episode. So last week I received a comment from extremely long name that you won't type because you don't want to, asking about what to do if you end up spawning in a basalt delta and can't find your way into a crimson forest or into the nether wastelands to trade with piglins, and what to do if you find yourself in that situation. For that, we will need to head into the Basalt Delta. After we mine some nether quartz, of course. Uh-oh. There we go. Alright, did we get a gas tier from that? Well, if we did, it's in the lava. That's too bad. Well, I'm almost done mining the quartz. We have a lot of it, which is awesome, but more importantly, our armor is fully mended, our diamond pickaxe is fully mended. I'm just working on the axe and sword a little bit more, and then we will get into the Basalt Delta. And that is going to take care of all of the tools. Look at all that quartz. That is pretty awesome for us. I'm not sure what we will use it for yet, but I will definitely come up with an awesome project, a great build that we can use that quartz in. Alright, let's head into the Basalt Delta and start explaining what we would do if we found ourselves in that unfortunate situation of spawning inside this horrible biome. And I have my fire resistance potion on hand should we need it. So let's say, hypothetically, we come through our first nether portal and we end up here, and this is all we can see in every direction, and it just seems endless. Ignore that nether waste over there. Pretend that is not a part of it. What do we do? Well, before you come to the nether, you want to have a checklist of certain items, blocks, tools, armor, all of that stuff, so that if you find yourself in a situation like this, or just to have in the nether in general, since it is a very dangerous place, you want to make sure that you are very well equipped. First, you definitely want to make sure that you have a ranged weapon, because ghasts do exist, and ghasts will fireball you, and you cannot attack them with a sword. You are going to need a bow and arrow if you want to kill them. Infinity is ideal, definitely power on that bow, but if you don't have infinity, a lot of arrows with you will be very helpful. You also want to make sure you have a lot of food. I know this is a bad example. I only have 3 pork chop right now, but lots of food, especially the first time you come into the nether and if you intend to stay a while. You also want to have some blocks. I like solid blocks such as cobblestone, and then just regular placeholder blocks. These could be anything, netherrack, dirt, whatever you have the most of, just nothing flammable. So say if we wanted to come over here and try to fight that magma cube, if we want, we could fill in all of that lava with our placeholder block. Nothing that we are too concerned about using. If possible, you want to make sure that you have enchanted diamond armor when you come into the nether. Fire protection, of course, is a great enchantment to have in here. If you don't have that, regular diamond armor will certainly do, but there is a catch to that. I will get to that in just a moment. You also want to have tools, same thing with these as the diamond armor, enchanted if possible, so that, especially on your weapons, the sword especially. An axe if you use that sharpness 5, if possible, on the axe if you are an axe person. If you intend to do some bartering with the piglins, definitely a piece of gold armor. You should already have that in general. Make sure it's boots or helmet though. You don't want to sacrifice that protection on the chest plate or leggings and you don't want to spend all that gold anyway. I like the helmet because I really enjoy having Feather Falling 4 on my boots, and you also want to have quite a bit of gold as well, so that you can do all of that trading with them and get the resources that you need. Of course, a shield can also be very helpful. It depends on where you plan on exploring. If you go into a Nether fortress or a Bastion Remnants, you are definitely going to want a shield for all those wither skeletons and blazes. The brutes especially hit extra hard with their golden axes, and they have a lot of health, so make sure you are well equipped to handle that. Of course, I would recommend having enchanted diamond armor before you attempt that. Lastly, you want to have torches or something to mark your path with, or alternatively, mark the coordinates of your nether portal so if you do get lost, you can easily find your way back, either by walking across the lava with a strider, which I don't see any. Oh, there's some over there. If you have a saddle and warped fungus on a stick, you can walk across the lava, or tunnel and bridge back, whichever you prefer. But if you come in here and you spawn in this biome and you're trying to get out of this biome, here's what I would recommend. Don't bring any diamond armor. Bring iron armor, bring iron tools, things that if you were to hypothetically die, you would not lose out on and struggle to catch back up. Because if you fall in lava and lose all of your diamond armor, that's really unfortunate. It will take a while to get that back, especially if you are like me and have struggled to find diamonds throughout the series. So you've come in here, you have your iron tools, bare resources, some building blocks. What next? Well, you have two options. Option one, you can walk around and try to find a way out. Maybe you will get lucky and come around a corner and see some nether wastes in the distance, but if you are exploring for a very long time and still haven't found anything, my recommendation would be to go up a little bit, not super high, but high enough to where you aren't going to have lava, too much lava anyway, above your head. So all these lava pools that you can see around here, we certainly wouldn't want to dig into that. So I would go up a little bit, just so that we're higher than most of those large lava pools, and just start tunneling out. So take those building blocks that we brought, these solid ones, and just bridge across in one direction, just work in one direction, and just start digging through the wall. If you encounter lava, quickly step back, take your building block, place it in front of you, fill in that lava, or work in a different direction. And I know it sucks, but that's just the process of getting out of this horrible biome. But these biomes don't go on forever. Eventually you will find the exit to it and get into a much safer nether environment. As for finding the nether fortress, that's just going to take time. You are going to have to explore for that. If I'm not mistaken, they can generate in all 5 of the nether biomes, so it's just a matter of looking around and trying to find one. If you want, there are tools online such as Chunk Base, where you can put in your seed of the world and it will give you a map of the overworld, the nether, the end, so you can find those structures. To me, that kind of seems like cheating, but if you've been exploring for a very long time and can't seem to find your way out, that is always an alternate option for you. But most importantly, once you do find that nether fortress, you want to make sure that you have the coordinates of it marked, because you don't want to lose it. We're just going to quickly run past all these magma cubes. I know last episode I spent all that time trying to find them, and now they are everywhere. And there's our nether fortress. We're going to head back since we have our fire resistance potions. We're going to get some more blaze rods, because I think we are getting a little close to getting to the end. So we're going to need some blaze rods for that. And of course, once you do find your way out of this biome and have a safe path, then you can travel back grab all of your precious resources, your diamond armor and diamond tools, all of that good stuff, and then you can come back. I'm going to put my fire resistance potion down here. And then you can come back safely and take on the Nether and all that it has to offer. And of course, even though it would take a bit longer, you can always build a Nether portal outside of the Basalt Delta and then go in through the overworld, and whenever you want to go to the Nether, just travel either by boat or horse, the fastest way, and get to the Nether that way. Again, it will take a little longer to travel into the overworld, or travel through the overworld, but it will definitely be a lot safer. Alright, so here we are. Good to be back in the Nether Fortress. I think we did end up exploring most of it, although we actually didn't do the outside part because we were just getting bombarded by blazes. So we are going to head back to that region of it and drink our fire resistance and take on the external part of this fortress. Of course, we will kill some mobs along the way, and I think it's time to drink that fire resistance and take on some of these blazes. And I have a full inventory, so I think I'm going to go ahead and make some quartz blocks out of some of these quartz, just to clear up a little bit of space, and I definitely need to eat. Alright, another wither skeleton here. I should be using my shield, but oh well. And this is where we fought those blazes the last time. There's that spawner. Now we don't need all of those extra blocks, and we don't need to use our bow. We can just go at them with the sword, which is nice because we have looting on it. It's just a matter of getting them to spawn. Well, we're actually already up to 6 blaze rods, so we are doing pretty well for ourselves. I'm going to try the spawner one more time. There we go. That's more like it. Just attack them with our sword here. And then that should be more than enough for us to return. There's 12, so let's start exploring the rest of this fortress. This is actually very interesting generation. You can see there's no nether brick above us, so this is where the exterior sections like this would normally have generated, but it was filled in. Uh-oh, where did you come from? But it was filled in with the Basalt Delta. Once again, that biome doing what it does, being a nuisance. Alright, there's our other spawner down there. And this is not a bad view from up here, although it does look like just nether wastes around, and I'm not seeing any bastion remnants, so nothing raising eyebrows around here. Well, we really got all that we came for, so I am going to head back to the nether portal, back into the Crimson Forest, and we will just briefly talk about bartering and do all of that good stuff. I definitely feel much more confident having this fire resistance potion now, and that's the other thing I recommend. Whoa. Yeah. As soon as you can get some blaze rods, actually, yeah, well, you'll need blaze rods to fuel the brewing stand, but as soon as you can get access to those, if you can get one piece of blaze powder and some magma cream, then you can make fire resistance potions and throw some redstone in there, make them 8 minutes long, and you are pretty much set for all that the nether throws at you. There's not really anything that stands in your way at that point. Of course, you just have to be careful of certain mobs, especially, again, those piglin brutes in the bastion. But that is not something we're dealing with right now, so we are doing just fine. And I just fell into lava for the first time, but again, not an issue for us. We'll actually go ahead and do this. Oh, I guess I did take a little bit of damage from that. That's okay, though. I suppose since we're here, we might as well get some more magma cream. Oh, now the little one drops it. Okay. Uh-huh. Yeah, now we're getting all kinds of it. I guess the game just didn't want me to have it last episode. But there we go, 10 of that. That's perfect. That will actually get us 30 potions. 30 fire resistance potions. So we should be set for a very long time in that regard. Well, it's a good thing we are back in the Crimson Forest now, because I just ran out of food, and the hoglins, coupled with our flame bow, will give us some cooked pork, so we just need to find some here. I'm seeing piglins, but no hoglins around. Yeah, of course, when I actually need them, that is when they don't spawn. Oh well, let's talk about bartering with piglins. So piglins actually spawn in the nether wastes as well, but they are definitely more frequent in the Crimson Forest, and they look like this. They're not the zombified piglin variant that you see over there. They have a much less freakish looking appearance, if you will. And the goal is to prevent them from being hostile to you. If I take off this gold helmet, you can see them right up there. They'll start shooting me. As soon as I put that gold helmet back on, they are friendly. You can also distract them with gold, so if they are attacking you, you can take some gold and throw it on the ground in front of you. I'm going to leave my gold helmet on, but you can see they notice that gold. If I throw it, they will run over to it. Since I'm trading with him, I'm actually going to dig a pit down here. And you can see he actually just threw a fire resistance potion. So that is another way, which I actually forgot about, to get fire resistance. I'm going to go back into the overworld real quick and empty out my inventory, because we are going to get a lot of stuff from these guys. And then I will come back and trade. There's a hoglin. We will light him on fire and then go attack him with our looting sword so that we get quite a bit of work from that. 5 of it. There we go. That is plenty. Okay. So back over to him. If we throw all of our gold in here at once, he will just cycle through that and continue to throw different items back at us, but I don't want it to despawn, so I'm just going to do a little bit at a time here. And it looks like we may be joined by a few more. So that was crying obsidian, a variant of obsidian, used for a... what is it? The respawn anchor, I think. Yeah. Alright, we're going to throw some more gold in here. There's some obsidian, and they will throw all kinds of different items at us. The seeds were not from them. I harvested the wheat for some bread. And if you don't want to throw the gold, if you right-click them holding the gold, you will also be able to barter with them that way. For example, there we go, and just like that. Alright, I'm going to throw the rest of that gold in there now. Now that we have 2 of them, it'll go much faster. And it looks like that is all of the gold. I'll grab that fire resistance potion. We didn't get any of the items I was hoping to get from that, which is ender pearls to make the Eye of Ender and find the stronghold, but that's okay. We can always go out and kill endermen. We have looting on our sword, so it's not a huge deal for us. Well, extremely long name that you won't type because you don't want to. I hope that answered all of your questions about the Nether and that stupid Basalt Delta. I know, I absolutely hate it too. Definitely one of the worst biomes out there. And I hope that you have success finding that Nether fortress and progressing with your world. And that was a very successful trip to the Nether for us as well. I'm going to put these things away and we will quickly get started on the very last thing I would like to accomplish. And for that, let's head down to the cave. Now, in a previous episode, I don't remember which one, I started this branch mine down here. And off camera, I will just be continuing this branch mine until we have enough diamonds to make a helmet, a shovel, a diamond hoe, and a jukebox, because I really like to listen to my tunes. So that is actually where I'm going to end the episode for today. I hope you guys did enjoy it. I know it was a little different than how these episodes normally look, but we still got a lot done and are making great progress in our world. So definitely hit that thumbs up button if you enjoyed today's episode. Be sure you are subscribed with notifications on so you don't miss out on videos, daily videos, as soon as I publish them. Check the description for some more important information, how to contact me, my website links, all of that good stuff is down in the description. But other than that, that is going to do it for today's episode of the Optimistic Survival series. Comment, like, subscribe. Remember to stay optimistic, and I will see all of you tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Bye.